So I knew this video was going to be a lot of fun to research, but it ended up being a massive time commitment because it turns out that there are an awful lot of 90s toy adverts on YouTube. So just be warned, if you are planning on doing this video, which I hope you do, it's great fun, and of course do let me know if you do, there are a lot of adverts and you may get lost in them. But yes, this is of course my top 5 90s children's toy adverts, commercials, whatever you'd like to call them. Now, these are my top 5, but other ones, if you tell me your top 5, other ones may come to my mind and I may actually want to switch it up a bit. If that's the case, I may update this at some point. But I went through a lot of them and wrote down loads and loads of toy adverts that I could recall and ones that I rediscovered on YouTube. And these are the ones that I think evoke the greatest nostalgia and the greatest happy memories in me. But I'm definitely very keen to hear your favourites. It doesn't have to be 90s if you were a child in the 80s or in the noughties or the 70s. Which adverts, toy adverts from your childhood are the most poignant for you? So I cannot stress these are in absolutely no order, but the first one is the Winnie the Pooh projector. I never had this. I wanted this. I kind of feel like it wouldn't work as well as it looks like it does. 90s toy adverts especially always made toys look incredible. And they never ever worked like that. But this is the Winnie the Pooh projector. Now I won't put video clips in of these, but I will put stills and maybe some images of the toys themselves, but I will link all of these adverts in the description, so if you wish to check them out in full or revisit them if you remember them, you can. Pooh projector, always wanted it. You could draw Winnie the Pooh. I think it would like project the image and then you trace around it. As I said, I never had it. But the music for this and just the Pooh projector, definitely a very strong memory. The next one is very odd because I could recall this before I rediscovered it on YouTube, but I never had this. I think I wanted it. I probably would have asked for it at some point. But now I'm looking at it, it looks like the most rubbish waste of money ever. But the advert still makes me so happy. This is for the Snake Bite Candy Kit, I think it's called. It's one of the Harry Potter toys that was released in around about 2000. And this, as you will see on screen I'm sure, is a plastic snake, plastic basilisk I guess. And it bites into candy, sweets, jellies. Now I don't know if the jelly sweets are provided with it. I'd be very surprised if they were. But it bites down and then there's like a little bucket underneath the basilisk. I don't know what that's meant to be, venom maybe, and then you're supposed to dip the sweet in. It looks very basic and it probably would have been pretty overpriced, but I remember wanting it and I don't know why I would have wanted it, other than the fact that it was Harry Potter and I needed everything Harry Potter. The next one, when I watch it, I just feel sick with nostalgia. Again, I never had this. But my friend did. My friend did have this. I wonder if these are the ones I remember most because I spent the most time drooling over these adverts for toys that I never had. But this is the Barbie pink Volkswagen, the Beetle. And I think this was the original one. I know in several years after this there were different coloured Volkswagens, but I think this was the first time this came out. And the advert for this one just has the catchiest, almost lyrics. It's sing-songy. It's not quite a song, and just seeing that Beetle fills me with so much hope for Christmases to come. The second last one I did have, it was a load of rubbish. I don't actually like this advert, but the reason it's in my top 5 is because if you say to me, name a 90s advert, this is always the first one that comes to mind. And I don't know if that's because maybe, you know, I used to watch Nickelodeon all the time around this time and maybe it was on there a lot and it just was constantly ingrained in my brain, kind of like the Go Compare and Meerkat adverts now. I will be remembering them in 40 years down the line. Fib Finder. The Fib Finder advert is one of those very cliche American teens or pre-teens get around for a sleepover and they have this fun slumber party game and you know, it's not a unique setup for an advert or a commercial. But because I had the Fib Finder, I think I remember it especially well. Basically the Fib Finder was this plastic device, I think it was battery operated, and you'd put your thumb on one and the friend would put the thumb on the other and then you'd let go and you'd ask them a question and it would tell you whether or not they told the truth or a lie. Obviously that's a load of rubbish. It's about as reliable as a magic 8 ball, which are awesome. but I had it, and it was, you know, it was fine. But the advert, yeah, definitely remember this one. And the last one is something else that I had, and it was one of my favourite toys. It was one of those toys that I really wanted. And then I got it, and it lived up to my expectations, which never happens. And it was fabulous. This is, I think she's called Secret Messages Barbie. But I just always called her Locker Barbie. She was a Barbie and she came with a yellow locker. This was around the time when I was almost ready for secondary school, so I was very interested in the high school dynamic and carrying big heavy books with me and having a locker of my own. Not as exciting once you actually have that reality. But it was a lot of fun, and you had like little stencils and stickers, and the locker was amazing, and the Barbie was a Barbie. I don't remember her specifically being anything special, but the advert always made it look amazing, and it's one of the only times where a toy advert has actually delivered. So those are my very fluid top 5. They may well change once you guys remind me of some of your favourites, but I would love to know which ones you liked, and hopefully I can have some memory jogged as well. Thank you for watching this. Really looking forward to seeing which ones that you like the most, and I'll speak to you all soon.